Hi. I wanted to talk about the importance of therapy and counselling. Um, you're not going to find many autistics who haven't got a culmination of traumas, as I've talked quite often about throughout these videos. Um, because I feel like society still isn't up to speed with what we can handle, particularly sometimes with education, where school life, it isn't recognised enough how difficult that can be for us. So unfortunately, because it's not up to speed and the intelligence isn't there yet, or the proper training isn't there within the school systems to recognise that young people, when they're having their meltdowns and different things, it's kind of often can be seen as bad behaviour rather than being recognised as a fact that it's a cry for help. Because I remember from my past when someone said the child was really naughty, and I recognised that the reactions that child was given wasn't being naughty, it was, I can't handle this. That's what they were saying. um so I was like, oh right. So when someone was saying that to me, it's no, but they're not. I can tell this is actual real distress, this is not made up. So sorry if this is triggering to parents or to anybody autistic, but this is why I'm saying, if the school systems were different, and there was more understanding, and it was more holistic, and because it should be holistic, and also if there was more funding within the education system, more spread understanding, then I think some of the traumas that autistics end up going through wouldn't need to happen. But I know that change can be slow, understanding can be slow, and only spreading the word, and people bringing this up and showing the importance of it will change things. So I just want to talk about it, and the fact that this is why we, or quite a few of us, are going to need therapy and counselling to help us get over things that really affected us. Um, you know, and I will talk about this in another video, the different elements of what an autistic feels like within a school, and why we can't handle it, to help anyone, really, because understanding, communication, talking is what it's all about. So I regularly recommend counselling. Sometimes some people aren't ready to talk, some aren't talkers, so then that's probably where therapy would come in. For me, I am both talker and a therapy. So I did find, unfortunately, when I reached out for counselling, that nobody understood autism, so they didn't really know how to help me. They didn't recognise it. So, but I know these days there are counsellors who are autistic, so they will have that in-depth knowledge that's going to be important, to be able to counsel somebody autistic, to help them get through it so they can move on as much as they can with their life, if they can, because some things could be quite deep rooted. Um, so I ended up counselling myself because I couldn't find anybody to help me. So I followed certain people and worked things out and spent quite a bit of time thinking, and it worked for me. Therapy, it took me about 10 years. I know it sounds awful, doesn't it? But then, mind you, I am somebody who didn't really know what they were doing, and they were just kind of helping themselves, and then I worked out what worked and what didn't. Therapy for me then is quite typically artistic, with some autistics, which are fantastic. But mine is cake decorating. I will spend hours doing it. I did a lot of therapy in the way of walking, nature, countryside, writing music, singing, um, creating things to dedicate my time to create something with all these feelings that I have. They needed to go somewhere, um, and express myself because I had quite a bit of pain. So writing songs, believe it or not, some of them are very upbeat. that oh, that helped me so much get out some of my feelings. So whatever it is, even if you join a little I joined a samba band, and bashed on a go-go bell. Um, so, if there's some things you can find that give you that therapy, give you that healing, I really recommend counselling and therapy. Yeah. So I just thought I would say some people don't think of that, but I think it's probably a classic thing that we need. Okay.